Welcome to this edition of WPRP. I'm Joyce Augustine.
And I'm Allie McIntyre.
We begin today's show with WPRP's Edward Smith, who sat down with a PRP student to discuss a letter she sent to the board about her concern of the future school resource officers.
It's a scathing letter written by a PRP student to the Board of Education that has caught the attention of many. Its emphasis is on school security and a controversial decision made by the board. It's 2 pages expressing disappointment and aggravation to JCPS over what the writer, Tessa Carby, describes as a failure to provide safety and security within our school.
I noticed that compared to last year, we are having more and more instances of violence within the school, weapons being brought in.
In the letter, Carby also cites a decision made in August of 2019 that stripped all Jefferson County public schools of an SRO.
I feel like when we did have our SO officer, we had less instances of violence, or at least that the students and I noticed. And I also feel like the SRO officers prevented the acts of violence and fights and bringing weapons into the school because they knew there was someone there that was going to stop them.
JCPS board member Craig Schull was one of the 3 members who voted against the renewal of JCPS's contracts with multiple police departments that provided SROs for several schools. He says that his decision was made based off of accountability.
The issue was JCPS contracting with outside agencies in order to provide security inside JCPS schools, and then they have no accountability to the administration of JCPS.
Schull also says that he has heard from students who don't feel comfortable with SROs being in schools.
There have been as many people who have said, we want you to place police back in schools, that have applauded and said, we're glad that police are not in schools because as it relates to black communities, as it relates to brown communities, as it relates to the LGBTQ community, they report lesser feelings of safety as a consequence of the presence of police officers.
While Tessa understands the concern, she still believes there is a security risk that needs to be addressed.
We also have to consider the fact that students are unsafe in the building and we need a sense of security within the building, and the only way that JCPS is going to do this adequately is with the SRO officers, and we have to kind of weigh the pros and the cons that officers provide within the school.
According to a poll of over 125 PRP students, 93% agreed that they would feel safer if the school's former resource officer was back. Aside from that, an overwhelming amount of students expressed a general fear of safety each day. Samuel Smith, a junior who was cited in the letter, fears the worst each day.
Once I physically enter our school, it quite honestly just makes me a little scared sometimes, knowing that I don't always know what's happening and I can't watch everything.
I brought his concerns and the ones raised in this letter to the head of JCPS, Superintendent Dr. Polio.
You know, it makes me want to do everything I can, everything possible to make sure that students feel safe.
He'll give his reaction to the letter and speak about JCPS's own security force currently in the works in part 2 of this story. For now, I'm Edward Smith reporting for WPRP.
I am so excited to hear that we are getting our very own medical clinic. Allie, what did you, Lily, and Neva find out about this?
We found out some very interesting facts about why they wanted it here and how it would benefit us. This year, we got a new addition to PRP, the Park Duval Medical Clinic, which I am currently standing in front of. The other day, we sat down with the staff and we talked about how they think this will benefit PRP and the students and teachers here.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Ankermeyer. I am a nurse practitioner with Central High School with Park Duval.
And I'm Olivia Stivers. I'm a nurse practitioner with Park Duval. I will be at PRP.
I'm Regina Mills. I'm a CMA at Park Duval at PRP.
And I'm David Crutcher. I'm an LPN with Park Duval at Central. Park Duval is all about caring. We are deeply committed to improving healthcare, wellness, and quality of life to all our communities by providing affordable, accessible healthcare to all.
We identified the need for school-based health medicine to improve access to quality health care among our adolescent population. We found the need, especially with yearly physicals, to help promote wellness among the population and improve the quality of life long term. We also identified the needs of Kentucky and Jefferson County Public Schools. Immunization rates were extremely low, so bringing that into our health clinic and immunizing the students against illnesses.
As our community, it not only affects the students that are involved here at PRP or Central High Schools, but it also trickles down to the parents. Having a health clinic in your school is very convenient. If a student needs to be seen, we can see them. The parent does not have to leave work. It increases attendance at school. It increases productivity at your parent's workplace. So that, in turn, will benefit the community as a whole. My personal goal is to educate the adolescent age group. You guys you're young, you're vibrant. It's very important that you take your health seriously starting at a very young age to prevent worsening disease later on down the road. My goal is to not have you come and see us when you're 30, 40, 50 years old and needing to be on several different medications. We are wanting you to take care of yourselves now to prevent diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, stroke, those kinds of things. I do believe that having a health clinic in the school will serve its purpose. I think it's going to be slow at first, but I do anticipate that it's going to catch like wildfire and just spread. I really think that this is going to trickle into other schools as well.
We can do in this health clinic are anywhere from a regular physical to a sports physical, immunizations, sick visits, all the way down to telehealth with mental health disease. We can do anxiety, depression, ADHD. We can do a wide range of conditions within our clinic. I think of it as a regular doctor's office in your school that's beneficial to you and your parents.
I became a medical assistant because I saw my mom being a nurse, and I always enjoyed helping people, and I thought that's what I could contribute.
I grew up watching trauma in the ER, so I kind of always wanted to be a nurse, and a lot of my mom's friends used to come to her, even though she's not a nurse. They come to her to get patched up when they have accidents and stuff like that, and I had a couple of family members that I felt like I could help if I was a nurse, so that's why I became a nurse.
And I became a nurse. I started out as a CNA and then honestly never considered a career in the medical field until I became a CNA, and I thought it was a very rewarding career. I know a lot of you all are going to be graduating with your CNA, so, and it just kind of, it's like an addiction, you know, you get your CNA, you have to get your RN, you get your APRN, and it just keeps going, so.
Help others and grow our community and help our adolescent population grow into great healthy individuals.
So for those of you who are considering a career in the medical field, I think the first things you need to do is just, well, not first things, I mean, there are many things you need to do, but number one, just decide who you want to be and do only things that are going to get you to that destination. So anything that veers you off that track, say no to it. It's a very, it's a difficult road. The schooling is hard, it's challenging, but if you just keep your nose to the grinding wheel and do it, I promise you it goes by in the blink of an eye. So.
February 10th, they will start seeing student patients, and shortly after, they will also see teachers and adults. So Joyce, have you done your backpack defense yet?
Yes, I did, and even though I was super nervous and kind of started a little bit, I still got a perfect score.
Congratulations! Now, Joyce, Devin, and Reese have more on the ongoing backpack presentations.
Today, we're just going to dig into my backpack.
Seniors have been working very hard on their backpack presentations for as long as they can remember. Though the stress of making the backpacks can be overwhelming at times, nothing can compare to what it's like when it's time for the actual presentation.
I've advanced AP classes in reading, math, and social studies. My only honors class is science. I take dual credit classes in humanities, English, and pre-cal. I also co-op this year. My math coyote test score is 25. My cumulative GPA is a 2.9125. By the end of the year, I'm hoping to get a 3.0.
Most of the jittery feelings we get before walking into the room is almost completely gone by the time we actually start talking about our slides. All we need to do is remember to breathe and take your time.
After hours of freezing in the hallway, I finally managed to get in here and present myself. So, I am Richard Guy Krause.
JCPS requires all 5th, 8th, and 12th graders to present their backpacks with a passing score in order to graduate. Your presentation is supposed to represent not only your achievements and test scores throughout your years in school, but specifically why you are prepared and ready to move on to the next level.
After the break, we will be right back with the weather and a special Valentine's DIY.
Let's go, guys.
Excuse me, can y'all pick up your mess?
Isn't that your job?
That's not my job. Do y'all make these messes at home?
No, Will.
Can y'all recycle too, please? And was that so hard?
We'll throw it away. Okay, that's fine.
All right, go to class now, please. Yes, sir.
Welcome back. Kayla Martinez joins us now with a look at the weather.
This week we aren't seeing much in terms of change in our weather. We're going to be staying in the mostly 40s and 50s, gradually warming up as the week goes on. We're going to be staying in those 30s for the most part for our lows this week. We're going to have to look at that a little bit later on, as there's going to be some rain and snow before those, and dropping below freezing can cause some icy road conditions. This afternoon we're going to be 32 degrees, and tomorrow morning we're only going to be 32 degrees below freezing. This is Kayla Martinez with your WPRP weather.
Now Sam, Kate, and Kat have a fun Valentine's DIY. And now we dive into Ridge Sports.
What's going on, PRP? I'm Blaze Dees. As we all know, on Sunday, January 25th, a tragedy hit us as 9 lives were lost in a horrific helicopter crash. Among those 9 people, we lost Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, and his daughter Gigi. Like her father, she wanted to carry on that Mamba mentality. This past weekend, the 49ers and Chiefs went head-to-head in the 54th annual Super Bowl. The game came down to the wire, but at the end, the Chiefs emerged victorious, winning 31-20. In other football news, U of L alum Lamar Jackson won the MVP. He finished first in total touchdowns with 36 and first in QBR with a rating of 81.8. Pretty impressive. This upcoming weekend will be UFC 247 with the main event featuring John Jones versus Dominique Reyes. John Jones will be going in this fight expecting to keep the light heavyweight belt, but Reyes will come hungry. Should be a good fight. For all my soccer fans, the Champions League round of 16 will begin in 2 weeks. Some standout games will be Real Madrid versus Man City, Dortmund versus PSG, and the reigning champions Liverpool versus Atletico Madrid. Another congratulations goes out to our dance team as they won another first place trophy. Good luck to the girls bowling team as they compete for state this Friday. And our very own Marie just signed to Kentucky Wesleyan College this past Wednesday in the auditorium. Here's a clip from that very special moment.
First, I'd like to thank God for bestowing upon me this talent and the opportunity to play this game that I love at the next level. Next, I want to thank my family. You guys have 100% been my biggest and best support system I could ever ask for, whether that is spending your time and money to assist me in this dream or slap me upside my head when I'm not making the right decisions. You have always been there when I need you, and I will forever be thankful for that. Next, I want to thank every staff member in this building. Whether I've had your class or just a few short conversations, you guys have kept me on track and always been someone I could talk to about the decisions I'm wanting to make and how I can achieve the goals I've set. Next, I want to thank the amazing coaching staff that I've had playing with this program. Ever since that first day, I walked in that locker room as a 13-year-old kid wanting to make something out of myself. You guys have molded me into the great man I am today, and I wouldn't have traded a second of that away. Because of you all, I'm able to fulfill that dream I've always had of playing college football, and I can't express the amount of gratitude I have towards that. Last but certainly not least, I want to thank Kentucky Wesleyan College and the coaching staff there. You have trusted me to join your amazing program and grow as a student and football player.
I'm Blaze Dees, and this is Ridge Sports.
That's it for this edition of WPRP.
Have a great weekend, Panthers!